This is what I'm talking about. It's full of flies. Cripps has a chair here. And what he'll do is he'll come over and just sit in it. I wonder if I can sit in this. Yes, I can. Oh, hey, Cripps, I like what you got here. This is really nice. Oh, that feels comfy. It feels just like my living room in the future. Yeah, that smell of rotten meat and flies going up my backside really brings it home. It's like being in a comfortable lazy boy. Yeah, I'm from the future. And I'm playing Red Dead as a character. How's it going? My name is your average Red Dead Online player being controlled by a human in the year 2022. Oh my god, that's a trip. Am I on acid? Am I on DMT? My avatar is now on DMT, and he is experiencing someone talking in his head. So imagine, if you will, this is like the Twilight Zone, and my character in Red Dead Online just partook in some DMT, which, look it up, I'm not going to explain what DMT is. And now he is hallucinating somebody talking in his head and making his lips move while he says this to himself. In this universe, imagine that this Red Dead Online character, from our point of view, me and you, the viewer, watching this, have an imaginary thought that says, okay, this character, what if this character's universe is real to them? What if this universe is real to me? Now I'm just going to look at the ground, move my hands, but my lips are moving. These are the words that are coming out of my mouth. Oh my god, am I going insane? I should not have partaked in that DMT. What I did is I went down to the creek and I licked a couple toads, because I heard about it. You can have quite an experience that is out of this world. You can go into a different universe. So yeah, that's what I did. I licked a couple toads, and now I'm tripping. Whoa. So yeah, I like the setup you got here, Cripps. Yeah, that's real homey. That smell of rotten meat while I sit here. Woo! Nice touch. Gosh, if any women show up, I'm sure they're going to be impressed. Yeah, that's really good for my game, Cripps. Not. What is wrong with you, Cripps? Why do you got a big pile of rotten meat over here? What kind of taxidermist / trader, Trader, does this? Do you have any respect for yourself? Do you have any respect for yourself there, sir? What do you have to say? What do you have to say? And do you have a first name, or is Cripps your first name? What is your last name? Let me just watch you. You are a strange feller. You're gonna go sit down in that pile of... Where are you going, boy? That's right, you heard me. I called you boy. Because you're an embarrassment. Look, what are you doing? All those fumes getting all over your clothes. You're just gonna sit there and do that. Yeah, that's really doing a lot. You gotta... Did you crap that out? Are you a werewolf? That looks like werewolf crap, because it's raw meat. But why would you do that? Do you like the smell? We can get you a candle for that. The rotten meat candle. It's just unsightly. Anyway, that's enough of that. You can watch my previous video I made yesterday if you want to learn more about that topic. So let's talk about dogs. Okay, let's do that. While I trip. By the way, I didn't really do it in real life. Disclaimer, this is for entertainment purposes only. I've done my research. I know what DMT is. I watched Joe Rogan, okay? Just want to put that out there. Now we've got canines. Walk over to here, Wilderness Outfitters. Everybody knows this, but I just like to talk my way through it.
Yes,
Then you go
take a
to
look.
a dog. Completely useless for the game. You can't hunt with them. The first thing a player wants to do is to take them on a hunt. But it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist in this game, and that's what we want. Instead, and I'm not here to turn it into a video where I'm complaining, so I want to avoid that. Instead of doing that, they give us clothing every week. Instead of putting the effort in to make our dogs, and I'm not going to buy one, I'm just going to kind of just go through them. You can pause your screen. They don't do anything. They just, all they want is to be petted, which of course is in there, which is good. They need that. Even if it doesn't really do anything or heal the dog. Maybe petting should heal the dog if the dog should take damage. But the problem is the dogs don't take damage because there's no way to take them out of camp. They just hang around camp. Do they guard the camp? I don't know. It's possible. Here's the Labrador. Now, I have had a dog once, and I dismissed it. So there is some role play there. Dogs only live between 7 and 15 years, depending on the breed. If you dismiss the dog, it's gone forever and your money is gone. Any money you invested, whatever the dog cost, it's, just part of the game. So you're going to have to you realize that. But if you're role playing and you say, oh my gosh, my dog is old, and you want to make a story and put it on YouTube, you can dismiss your dog and then role play that your dog died. Because once you dismiss a dog in Red Dead Online, you can't call it back. You just can't call it back. Which I thought was cool once I dismissed it. And let me tell you why I dismissed it. Because it was annoying. There was no purpose behind it. You couldn't hunt with it. You should be able to go and hunt grouse, pheasant, other game birds, ducks. The dog should go retrieve it. I mean, why do I have to explain this? This should already be in the game. We should be able to take our dog and use it for a purpose. Here comes the rain. Oh, be quiet, Crips. I'm not happy with your performance. You're all talk, but you're messy. You keep a messy work area. So we got some lightning. Boy, I just keep ragging on Crips, don't I? Yeah. Don't worry, Crips. One day I will forgive you, but it's just going to take some time. Oh, cool. We got us a storm to watch while I talk. While my character trips on DMT after licking a few toads. Now, I have had crazy dreams, and I still do to this day. And when I was a youngster, I studied and collected amphibians and lizards and toads. The toad, and these toads I thought would pee on me when I caught them. All this liquid would drain out. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this toad is urinating on me, but I didn't care because it didn't make me squeamish. It didn't bother me. I just thought I was just so excited to catch these toads, put them in a terrarium tank, and then collect bugs and feed them. How much fun is that for a young man? Oh yeah. Exciting and fun, and that's why I did it. But I think those weird dreams that I had, and sometimes hallucinations that I would have in my dreams, and sometimes in my bed I would see animals jump out of the wall, like lions, for example, and then roar at me, run up to my bed, get real close to my face, because I would be sitting up while this happened, and then they would just go flat and then float up into the air like their bodies would pancake right in front of me, and then they would just melt and then float up into the air and they wouldn't harm me, and I was just looking at the walls, and this was happening to me. This actually happened to me, and I think it was because I played with toads and collected them. I studied them, I fed them crickets, any earthworms. Yes, they eat earthworms. Any insects and worms, earthworms that I could find, I fed to those toads. I kept them watered. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. So that's what DMT is. But look it up, Google it. I don't do it. I don't do it I don't search it out. I just thought it would be cool to make a video where my character is tripping on DMT. Watching the thunder. This is what a character would do. He would just sit there for hours and just watch lightning. Don't you think? But I watched Joe Rogan. Apparently people go into a completely different universe and it completely feels real. So what if Red Dead Online is that universe? What if we were to do that and then be transported into a universe such as this where we can feel it and experience it? So that's why I'm in first person. But it's kind of hard to make a video like that because it's hard to stay in character. So my attempt is raw. It's not good, but I just thought I'd talk about it. You know, bring up a subject of conversation that might be fun to talk about in the comments. See what if I have it to re-up on any of my ammo. I keep plenty of ammo here. I buy them in bulk, kind of like Costco, and then just use them as I need them. See, I have 517 shotgun shells. Take whatever I need. Now sometimes I don't take all the ammo, because then I'll be missing out on collecting free ammo in my travels. Sometimes I like to keep my pistol ammo low and my shotgun ammo low on purpose, because if you have full ammo and you loot a bandit and he's got 4 shotgun shells, they're just going to sit there. So topping off your ammo is not necessarily always a good plan, a strategy. What you doing now? You got yourself a mortar and pestle, huh? A mortar and pesto? Or is it pestle? I forgot how it's pronounced. Well, that would make sense. Whatever preserving herbs that he's putting in there for his work as a tanner.
I was in the area once with my second wife.
Your second wife, huh? Let's listen to what he has to say. After all, we are on DMT. Fictionally, just for pretend. It's all fiction. It's entertainment only. Okay, yeah. You were telling a story. I was listening. What was your story? Something about your wife. I think he said second wife. Or maybe it's because I interrupted you. I'm sorry. So if I had a dog right now, the only purpose it would serve would be to just whine, and I'm going to do an impression, the best impression I can think of how it was when I owned one. And I owned the first one on the list. If you rewind it and you want to look, it's the very first one at the top of the list is the one I chose because it's the cheapest and it was the first dog I ever had. I wanted to see what it was all about, of course. You got to try it out. So this is my experience, and I didn't like it. I would come back to camp, the dog would whine, and do that every time to the point where it became obnoxious and annoying and redundant. Monotonous, yes. After a while. Then I thought to myself, okay, when I first bought the dog, you know, everybody walks up to it and you get the option, and then you go to your horse and you bring the dog over to the horse, and what a player wants then, let's go to my horse, is they want the option to say, okay, there'll be a prompt. I want you to imagine with me. I go over here, I walk up next to my dog, and because I'm on my horse, then it would sit, and then up on the screen would pop, okay, hit the, let's just say for example, it'll say, go hunting, store dog for later. What other commands you can think of? Use your imagination. But the one I would see for the purposes of this video would be like press the square button to take the dog on a hunt. And then you press the square button, you hold it, and it kind of like hitch horse here, where you hold it, and then it would do that animation. And then the dog would be all excited, and he would be running around and making noises like, ruff, ruff. You know, he's going on a hunt. This dog is, and then the player is having a really immersive experience. So they're excited. But no, that doesn't exist in the game. That's stupid.
But I've never been happier.
So a dog is a waste of time, but do it anyway because you want just to experience it because it's there. That's it. It just exists to annoy you, and it will. And one day you will dismiss it, and you'll never buy one again because there's no point. You don't want to go through the torture of hearing the dog whine every time you come back, and then you pet it, but there's no purpose behind it. When you go on a hunt and your dog gets injured, petting it should heal it. And I know that sounds weird and trivial, but you actually have to get up, down from your horse, protect your dog. Petting it would heal it, and then of course you could feed your dog whatever you want. And then there would be a mode, and you could give the dog commands like, put that duck in your mouth, put that pheasant in your mouth, and then bring it to me. And then the dog would have levels, just like our horse has levels, you know, just like our horse does. Wrong screen. Just like our horse has levels, the dog would have levels, where the commands would increase. A level 1 dog, you may have to just take it out, go shoot some birds, command it to go catch them, bring them back in its mouth, just like hunters do, just like they probably did back in the days of this time. Of course they did. Of course they took dogs on a hunt. So why is it not in this game? It's a huge oversight, and it's a disappointment because players are actually wasting their hard-earned money on purchasing a dog that's pointless for content. That's infuriating once a player figures that out. Once they realize they've been zungzwanged. Once they realize, that's a chess term, which means you have no moves. So they feel zungzwanged, they feel betrayed in a way. The actual player feels betrayed. They're like, why is there no point in having a dog in this game other than to annoy you? In camp. Why can't we take it on a hunt? Duh, I could have had a V8. I could have had a Klondike bar. What is going on here? So imagine, if you will, with me right now. We're going along. I got my shotgun, and then the dog is like gone up levels because I've taken it on lots of hunts. And now, let's just say it's a level 2 dog. Now I can tell it to command it to, because it's right next to me. That's what you do, and you have to be on your horse to get these commands to work. Or no. Why should that be? You already told the dog you're going on a hunt. So follow me here. So even if you're standing up and you're not on your horse, the commands should still be the same. I'm correcting what I just said. That just being on only your horse would be just condescending and backwards. You should be able to do it on foot too. So with that being said, so just imagine now we can take the dog, command it to go search for birds. So then you're walking along and then you see your dog. Imagine, use your imagination. Your dog's, and then it points. Depending on what breed you got, depending on what breed you bought, it does different things. I believe the dog that I purchased, the first one on the list, I'm pretty sure their breed points or does something. Or even if it just scares it up and then you follow the bird, boom. And then the dog sees it, runs to it, catches it, puts it in its mouth, and then, because that, let's say it only can do that at level 3. Okay, level 2, it searches around and scares them up. But now you got to keep hunting with it to get it to level 3, where it actually will go and grab the bird in its mouth and take it back to you. Take it to you, your player, of course, and then give it to you, and then you put it in your satchel. And then there would be, let's say, level 4, which is the max level for the horse. Why not make the max level for the dog level 4 too? The sky's the limit when it comes to stuff like that. Why is that not in this game yet? So everybody's going to buy a dog. Everybody does, because it's there. They think it's going to be something fun, but then they realize it's stupid and pointless. These are the things that the Red Dead Online community are pissed off about, and why they fear this game is already in its death throes. Already in its death throes. That's what the community feels like. So if any of you are watching this video, Take that into consideration. Plus all the rest of the people who have great ideas. And listen to what we want. We want to be able to ROB banks. We want to be able to ROB trains and passengers. And why doesn't the train even have passengers? Why does the community have to let Rockstar know the obvious things that should be in this game? That's appalling. And why do we still not have a way to fence horses that everybody saw when we were all level 1? Everybody remembers what that NPC horse fence. And for those that are not familiar with Red Dead Online, I don't mean like a fence around a yard. I mean something that a thief goes to sell items that they have procured. A fence. You know what I'm talking about now. So there's a horse fence when we started at level 1 that tells us if we go out and search for other horses, that if we bring them back to him in the city of Blackwater, that he will give us money for them. All we have to go out and do is get them. So imagine, if you will, somebody today just bought Red Dead Online. Not the story mode, but Red Dead Online. Or they bought both and they played the story and now they're playing online. They do their level 1 mission that we all do, that you all remember. And now they don't know yet that they've been lied to. It's been 3.5 years, Rockstar. It has now become too late to say you're working on it. It is now transformed into a blatant lie. So imagine what I was just talking about. And that player, brand new player today that just bought the game, they're online, they made the character, they did the mission, they're level 1, and they're like, cool, I'm going to go out and find some horses now. So they go out, they lasso a horse just like you can in story mode, and then they try to tame it. And they try to calm it down, and then they realize, and get on it and tame it, and then they realize they can't. Then they realize that they can't, and then they're scratching their head, and they're like saying, what the F? Why can't I tame this horse like I can in story mode? And then they're pulling their hair out, and they might throw their controller through the wall, wondering why it's taking so long and why they're running out of stamina. Because once you run out of stamina, when you got a horse lassoed, and you're trying to tame it, your stamina starts to go down. And once your stamina reaches 0, your character automatically unlassos the horse and it runs away. So now you got to drink a tonic and do it all over again. But yet you can never tame it. It's never going to happen. What that player is doing is all in vain. And then when they finally realize they've been had, they're pissed off. And they might call whoever they purchased the game from, whatever medium they went through. They're going to ask for an immediate refund because the game lied to them and they can't tame horses and bring them to that fence in Blackwater. And they're going to be like, yeah, I want my money back, because they just bought it and they're probably going to get their money back. Yes. So you got to experience what brand new player that doesn't realize it yet, who's going out there trying to tame a horse, that what they're doing has no purpose and it's in vain, and they're going to realize it, and when they do realize it, they're going to feel betrayed. That's why the community is so angry with Rockstar. Things that should be in the game on the online version are not, but they are in the story mode. So why aren't they in the online mode? It's like pulling the rug out from under someone. It's a terrible feeling, and all it does is make people mad. And then some of those people that become dupers because they feel betrayed, and they feel like, okay, and then they find out how to dupe items, and they're so angry they're going to do it anyway because they want some kind of revenge, and that's the only way they can do it, is to dupe items and treasure maps. I'm not going to explain how to do it because I'm not a duper, but I've done my research. There are, if not hundreds, if not thousands of videos on this same platform you are watching this video on that you can search how to cheat in this game. There are videos out there that show console players, and PC, of course, that goes without saying, PC, of course. But console players, people are actually figuring it out, and they show you step by step how to do it in these videos, and they're not even afraid to show their account name. Like you can see my account name. they will talk in their videos and their account name will still show up. They don't even care because they know Rockstar is not going to do anything about it. And they don't. Rockstar won't put in the time to do that. There's no real reason to do it. It doesn't benefit Rockstar to police that. Besides, there's too many dupers out there anyway. It would cost too much money to hire enough employees to do that. And the hours, the waste of time when they could be doing other things. They know there's a lot of dupers in this game. But what if those dupers are doing it because they felt betrayed from what I just explained? So this video, I don't want to get too long on that. I think I will stop that topic and do something else. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you've learned a lot. I hope I covered all the topics I said I would. If not, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions, what I feel about certain things in this game that should be in the game that are not, and the obvious ones that should be in the game that are not. Ones that a player would expect when they first buy this game that should be in this game but are not. That are in the story mode but not, for some reason, not in online. Yeah. And I want to touch a little bit more on the duping thing because that really is one of my biggest pet peeves. Is cheaters in this game. If you go to my channel, there are lots of videos about cheaters, and I don't talk good about them at all. And I'm kind of condescending, but for those out there that do have lots of gold and lots of cash that didn't dupe, I'm not talking to you. And I know in your heart you probably know that you've got thousands and thousands of gold bars and you never ever once duped treasure chests maps. I sincerely hope you're telling me the truth. I really do. Because there are players out there with millions of dollars of cash, thousands and thousands of ridiculously high amount of gold bars. Anybody with a brain is going to be suspect to that. And when they're asked why do they have so many gold bars, a ridiculously high amount, why do they have so much cash, almost $1 million? The answer is always, I just play this game a lot. But I'm not that naive. I'm a wise man. I know that a lot of those folks are lying. Because they duped treasure maps, they duped legendary animal pelts. The other ways that they cheat, they probably know how to dupe tonics. They probably know how to dupe cooked, seasoned meats. The sky is the limit because dupers are professional cheaters. And the way that they figure it out is amazing. The steps that they take. You know, do your research. Watch the videos that I watched. Watch these players that make these videos show step by step how to cheat, and you're wondering how in the F did they figure it out? The stuff that they do is right out of the Twilight Zone. The first steps that they have to take. They're like, yeah, you go over here and you do this one thing, and you're like, okay. And then they tell you next to do something with their internet connection to the game, or go to a different private lobby or something strange. Talking on console, they've figured out ways to do it on console, because that's what dupers do. Is they're professional cheaters. They do it in all games that they play. Okay, and some of those techniques they use in all games that they play, and a lot of it has to do with internet connection to the game, not losing the actual main line from wherever they live, but within the console itself, they're able to cut the connection with the game and then come back right in within seconds, and it produces this weird glitch where items get duplicated, and then they get with their posse, and the next thing you know, with legendary pelts, they've duped one pelt and turned it into 40 in a very quick amount of time. So then they feel betrayed. They're thinking back to when they were level 1 and they went searching for horses to tame, that they didn't realize they were being duped That's a good word to use in this. It's duped now in a different context, where Rockstar actually duped them into thinking that what they were going out to find more horses to bring back to that NPC in Blackwater, which isn't even there. The building is, but the NPC isn't. So then they're wondering, where the heck is the NPC I'm supposed to talk to? And they probably, if any of them are ever able to find a horse and bring it back to him, I'm sure there have been some. But when they realize they can't tame a wild horse in the online version, one day they're gonna come across a player who teaches them how to dupe. That's what happens. That's how they learn it. And then of course the videos on this platform that are out there that people search for, that come not necessarily directly search for, but it's going to be in their recommendations, because that's what people like to do when remember when Eric Cartman was playing World of Warcraft in that show, and he would read the directions to the game while he was sitting on the toilet. He was so immersed with learning everything he could. Well, when a person plays Red Dead Online, that's what they do too in their free time. They may have a sibling or a family member that wants to use the console that they play on to play a game that they want to play, and they're like, okay, that's cool, I'm going to go to YouTube now and learn more about Red Dead Online. That's what everybody does, you know it. And then the recommendations pop up, how to cheat treasure maps, how to duplicate, how to earn 100 gold bars an hour, something really strange, some clickbaity thumbnail and title, and then they click on it. I've watched these videos because I wanted to know what was really going on out there, and I knew what was going on because I'm not stupid. When I see a player have thousands of gold bars and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in just cash, I know there's something else going on behind the scenes that they're not admitting to. We know this. I've seen other people ask the same question. So I'm not the only one. We know people are duplicating and they're pretending not to be cheaters. We know this. We're not naive. Whoa. That's deep. We're not stupid. Us people in the community that take this game seriously are not stupid. We know what's going on. The proof is out there. You just got to look for it. Search for it. Get in the mind of the criminal. I know they're not real criminals, because cheating in a game is not a punishable offense in real life. We all know this. But it ruins the integrity of the game. It mocks the game. It mocks the developers of the game. The developers are being robbed of potential clients purchasing gold bars online. And I want to touch on one more thing before I end this video. There is a mentality of bullying people in the community. If they buy gold online, they're going to be bullied for it and laughed at. That's not cool. The proof is out there. There are YouTube videos that call people bad names. There's one particular video, but I don't want to give out the name of the creator, of course, because I'm not like that. But I'm sure you've all watched it. The video has millions of views, if not hundreds of thousands, where the creator of the video is talking to the audience, us, the Red Dead Online community, and you know what he says? He says, if we spend more than $10 to buy gold, and this is verbatim the word that he calls us. It starts with a C, it has a U in it, and then it has a C in it, and then it's a K. C-U-C-K. That's what he called the community. He bullies us. He says right in the camera, he says, if you spend more than $10 on gold online, then you're a CUK. And then that spreads. Prominent YouTubers who say that are really hurting the game, and they don't even realize what they did. They have a responsibility to watch what they say. We are not CUCKs if we spend more than $10 to help out Rockstar, to make their coffers more big, to make their budgets bigger, so that they can make decent content. the blood money missions might have been a lot better if people bought more gold online, if people didn't go on the dark side and follow all the people that learned how to cheat and then taught it to the brand new players who they probably made fun of. Let's just say a conversation happens. A brand new player meets somebody in the game, of course. They get into a posse, and then the brand new player's like, you know what I did today? And they just start talking. I spent $20 online and bought some gold and then some gold bars, and I became a bounty hunter and a trader and all these other roles. And then this is what happens. They're like, ha 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 ha, you fool. You don't have to do that. Let me show you how to dupe treasure maps. Let me show you how to dupe legendary pelts. And then the new players, like, they can choose. They can say no, thank you, which is what I did. I don't want to learn that. I want to take this game for what it's got and be immersed in it and actually get that satisfaction of earning it rather than cheating it. You know, you let them know how it is. You're honest with them. You don't tell them what they're doing is wrong. You just say, no, that's not the path I choose to take. But then there's the other ones that say, they choose the dark side and they're like, okay, yeah, show me. And then that's how it spreads. The bully mentality spreads. So all of people, if you're watching this video and you are a duper and you've made it this far without clicking off the video and want to take it to heart and take what I'm saying seriously, then I congratulate you, and you are on your way to recovery, to get this sickness out of your head for all games that you play. If you really want to redeem yourself, why don't you just go and spend $10 on some gold bars just to show Rockstar that you actually care and are sorry. Because I guarantee you, and this is my opinion, it's not been proven, this is just all speculation, but I think the blood money missions were made terrible on purpose to get back at the dupers. A big F you to the community. That's what I think. And they're laughing at us because they didn't take hashtag Save Red Dot Online seriously, and they haven't yet, and they never will. And maybe they've decided to throw in the towel. And this game has been in its death throes for quite a while now, but a lot of people just don't even realize it. Anyway, that's my opinion. All of this is my opinion. Have a good day. Thanks for the likes. And if you want to subscribe just to fall asleep to the sound of my voice, that's cool too. Have a good day, and thanks for watching.